The Giver is written from the factor of view of Jonas, an 11-year antique boy residing in a futuristic society that has removed all ache, fear, struggle, and hatred. There is no prejudice, due to the fact absolutely everyone looks and acts basically the same, and there is very little competition. Each person is unfailingly well-mannered. The society has also eliminated desire. At age 12, every member of the community is assigned a process primarily based on his or her abilities and pastimes. Residents can apply for and be assigned well-suited spouses, and each couple is assigned precisely 2 children every. The children are born to birth mothers, who by no means see them, and spend their first year in a nurturing center with different toddlers or children, born at years. While their children are grown, family units dissolve and adults stay collectively with childless adults till they are too vintage to function inside the society. Then they spend their final years being cared for inside the residence of the vintage till they may be sooner or later released from the society. Inside the network, release is dying, but it's far in no way defined that manner. Most of the people suppose that when launch, fallacious children and glad-aged people are welcomed into the large expanse of someplace else that surrounds the communities. Citizens who wreck guidelines or fail to evolve well to the society's codes of behavior are also launched, although of their cases it's miles an event of extraordinary shame. The whole lot is deliberate and organized so that existence is as convenient and high quality as possible. Jonas lives with his father, a nurturer of latest children, his mom, who works at the Department of Justice, and his 12-month-old sister Lily. At the beginning of the radical, he is worried approximately the approaching ceremony of 12, whilst he might be given his authentic assignment as a brand new person member of the community. He does now not have a distinct profession preference, despite the fact that he enjoys volunteering at a variety of various jobs. Although he's a nicely behaved citizen and an amazing pupil, Jonas is one of the kind. He has light eyes, while most of the people in his community have dark eyes, and he has unusual powers of notion. Every now and then objects trade, while he appears at them. He does now not understand it yet, however he alone in his community can perceive flashes of coloration. For everybody else, the arena is as without shade as it smiles of ache, hunger, and inconvenience. At the rite of 12, Jonas is given the exceptionally honored venture of receiver of reminiscence. The receiver is the only keeper of the community's collective reminiscence. Whilst the community went over to sameness, it's painless, warless, and in the main impassive country of tranquility and concord, it deserted all memories of ache, warfare, and emotion, but the memories can't disappear definitely. Someone need to keep them, so that the community can keep away from making the errors of the beyond, even though nobody, however the receiver, can endure the ache. Jonas receives the memories of the beyond, suitable and awful, from the modern receiver, a sensible old guy who tells Jonas to name him the Giver. The Giver transmits reminiscences by way of putting his fingers on Jonas's bare lower back. The first reminiscence he receives is of an exciting sled journey. As Jonas gets reminiscences from the Giver, memories of pride and ache, of brilliant colors and intense bloodless and heat sun, of excitement and terror and hunger and love, he realizes how bland and empty existence in his community definitely is. The recollections make Jonas's existence richer and extra significant, and he wishes that he could supply that richness and meaning to the human beings he loves. However, in trade for their peaceful existence, the human beings of Jonas's community have lost the capacity to love him back, or to sense deep passion about something. When you consider that they have never experienced real struggling, additionally they cannot admire the actual pleasure of existence, and the life of individual humans appears less valuable to them. Similarly, no one in Jonas's network has ever made a choice of his or her personal. Jonas grows increasingly annoyed with the individuals of his community, and the Giver, who has felt the equal manner for decades, encourages him. The two grow very close, like a grandfather and a grandchild may have within the days earlier than sameness, when family individuals stayed in contact lengthy after their kids have been grown. In the meantime, Jonas is assisting his family deal with a problem new child, Gabriel, who has hassle sleeping through the night on the nurturing center. Jonas helps the kid to sleep by transmitting soothing reminiscences to him each night, and he starts off able to develop a relationship with Gabriel that mirrors the circle of relatives' relationships he has skilled through the memories. Whilst Gabriel is in risk of being launched, the giver well-known shows to Jonas that launch is similar to loss of life. Jonas's rage and horror at this revelation encourage the giver to help Jonas devise a plan to change matters inside the community for all time. The giver tells Jonas approximately the lady who had been targeted, the brand new receiver 10 years before. She had been the giver's own daughter, but the sadness of some of the recollections had been an excessive amount for her, and she or he had asked to be launched. While she died, all the memories she had amassed had been launched into the network, and the network participants couldn't manage the surprising inflow of emotion and sensation. The giver and Jonas planned for Jonas to get away the network and to clearly enter some other place. Once he has finished that, his large supply of recollections will disperse, and the giver will assist the community to come back to phrases with the new feelings and thoughts, changing the society all the time. However, Jonas is forced to leave in advance than planned, whilst his father tells him that Gabriel might be released the next day. Desperate to store Gabriel, Jonas steals his father's bicycle and a delivery of food and sets off for someplace else. Step by step, he enters a panorama complete of shade, animals, and converting climate, but also starvation, hazard, and exhaustion. Heading off search planes, Jonas and Gabriel travel for a long time till heavy snow makes bike tour not possible. A half-frozen but comforting Gabriel with memories of sunshine and friendship, Jonas mounts a high hill. There he unearths a sled, the sled from his first transmitted reminiscence, anticipating him at the pinnacle. Jonas and Gabriel enjoy an excellent downhill experience at the sled. Ahead of them, they see, or think they see, the twinkling lights of a pleasant village at Christmas, and they listen to. Jonas is positive that a person is looking forward to them there.